All right, what's going on, guys? So I'm back here with another Sunday watch list. Should be a pretty interesting week. We do have a lot of things coming up. We got FOMC on Wednesday. We have Apple earnings, AMD earnings. Those are going to be some of the top ones to pay attention to. But let's start off by charting SPY as always. Um, the monthly chart looks really, really good, right? We do have some strong momentum here, right? We have been uptrending, and if I go to the weekly, so this is a level we definitely want to pay attention to here on the monthly, which is this February monthly candles high, which is here at 418. Now let's go to the weekly. Look how that 418 correlates good with this previous rejection here in January. So I want to mark that zone, right? Because every time we come to this zone, look how we catch some bounces, rejects over here, and then rejects over here. And that's the zone that we have been failing to get above. Bounce there, rejection here. So we see the reactions we get off the zone here, right? Friday though, we did look strong though. It does look like we have the momentum to potentially break the zone. Look how this weekly candle came up with a strong rising volume. Or the volume starting to rise, right? And it looks pretty good to potentially get that break up, right? So that's what I'm going to be watching. Above 418.36, we have room up to 420. And notice how above 420, we have a small gap fill up here to 421, right? So I'm going to draw the gap fills in yellow just so I can know that this is a gap fill here. And I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart now, right? 4-hour chart, you see that 418 level is still that supply level. So really we could, the downside scenario would be we get rejected from here and start heading back down to these levels, right? 412 is going to be that first level I pay attention to for downside. 410. 410 is going to be the second level for downside. 408, and then of course the demand zone down here. So just so I could be prepared, just in case we do get some downside momentum, I have my levels to trade to the downside. Now, I am a little bit more, I don't want to be biased, but based off the momentum that we pushed up on Friday, we do look stronger to the upside. So I'm going to be watching about 418 from move up into 420 and 421. So 420 is going to be a key level, but I think 421 is just going to be just as important, right? Because look at the type of reaction we got last time we came to 421, which was here. You guys see the sell-off off of 421? That's a pretty big sell-off all the way down to 404. So I know a lot of people could potentially get trapped. You know, they see a break 420, they go long, but then 421 also gets rejected. So paying attention to price action around this 421 level is going to be key. But if we get up there with strength and we're looking strong above 421, look what happened, right? We went all the way up here to this like 424.5 level, and above 424.5, really we got room up to this level up here, which is also supply. This is the next level of supply I'm gonna be paying attention to, because you guys can see the type of rejections we get off of that level, right? 429 to 430. So those are the levels to the upside on SPY. And I think it's gonna be very important for us to get above this 421 area. Even though we get above 418, we could catch nice scalps to 420, 421. That's gonna be my first move, right? Above 418 up to 420, 421. But I'm be very, very paying very, very close attention to the price action around this 421. Because if we don't get up there with strength, just based off of history, you guys can see what happened last time we didn't get up there with strength and we got rejected hard, right? So that's the game plan here on SPY. Let's go to QQQ now, right? Q's looks really good as well. I think Q's has more room to run than SPY does. Let's go to the weekly. Right, look at this. This is basically a weekly bull flag here, and we broke out of it. You guys could see really the next levels of resistances are up here at 429 and 434. So let's go to the 4-hour real quick, right? The level of supply that we've just broken is here at 322, right? Look how that candle that I highlighted right here, this wick off this candle got rejected last time. And if I drag that same zone down all the way, notice how we kept getting rejected off that level over here as well, right? Rejected, rejected. 321 to 322. It was like that zone. And look what happened Friday, right? We broke above it. So now that we have broken above this zone, we have room back up to here, right? 325. Right, around these areas over here, 329. So yeah, we have room on Qs, right? Above 325, really, we got room up to. It'd probably be a level around this area, 326.50, and then 330. And this 330 level is going to be important to pay attention to as well. So yeah, Qs has a lot more room to run than SPY does. So yeah, I really like Q. So how I would play this is I'd like for us to retest 322 and hold 322 as demand now. Just how it was used as supply, I want it to be used as demand now for a move higher. And those are going to be my watches on SPY and QQQ. Looks really, really good. These daily candles are looking good. Weekly candles are looking really strong. Like I said, the only thing that could potentially mess us up is Wednesday FOMC, but we have 2 days until then. My second top watch, right, is going to be NVDA. It's going to be my top watch as far as individual tickers. We look really, really good. I called this out last week as well. I had pointed out this literally the bottom, right? I was wanting to buy calls around these areas, and you guys can see how this weekly 9 EMA has been holding. I covered this in the last Sunday watch list. We bounce off the 9 on the weekly every single time. We've been holding a nice weekly uptrend, and we've had like this bull flag, right? So if I go to the 4 hour here, we did bounce off of that demand zone, literally the bottom, all down here. But we do have some supply up here, right? This is going to be the top of that zone. So coming into the week, I want to see NVIDIA break and hold 280. Otherwise, look what happens, right? We come right back down. So a break and hold above 280. So break, retest, we have room higher, right? And let's go look at what levels could potentially follow after that, right? We have some levels here at really like 285, 286. Let's double check this though. Yeah, I'd say 285. And then above that, we got room up to 290s really. So those are going to be important levels to pay attention to here on NVIDIA. 285 and 290 follow up after. Yeah, 285 and 290. Those are going to be the next levels here on NVIDIA. So I'm paying close, very, very close attention to those. This could be a good move. Tesla, right? Let's go over Tesla real quick. Tesla had two gap fills. One to the downside, which it didn't fully fill, but now we're approaching the gap fill to the upside. So above 170, 169.67 really. We have room back up to, 176, 177. So I'd like to break and hold 170 really for me to go long into this gap fill. So that's going to be another setup I'm watching this week. And then another one that looks really good is Meta. Right, let's go to the weekly chart. Meta has just been insanely strong, especially after earnings. We broke this weekly resistance level here at 236, 237. And look how we started to hold that, right? On the 4 hour. We broke a weekly level, held it on the 4 hour, and now we're starting to go back up to these highs here at 242. And let's go back to the weekly or the daily, right? So on the daily, I want to see us. I know that everyone's gonna have their eyes on this gap fill right here, right? So the thing about these gap fills is it's a pretty big gap fill, so it's not gonna come up and fill it right away, right? So, but we could start heading to key levels in between this gap fill. So above really 248 to 250. Pay attention to 248, 250. I want to see us get above this level for a move at least back up into here. 254, 255, which is just a level of support from back here. As there's gonna be levels in between gap fills, right? Especially when there's a big gap fill like this, it's just not likely for it to just make a move all the way up there without there being any resistances in between, right? But this gap fill is definitely gonna be on high watch. First level is going to be 254. Above that's going to be like around 260 levels and so on. Right? We'll trade it as we go, but I think meta should be top watch. And yeah, not really watching too much other than those names. AMD does have earnings this week, and it does look like we've been in this channel for a while. So above 90, we would have room back up, a staircase room back up to these highs up here around 100, right? We got to see our earnings report though, and that's going to be a big one to watch as well. Apple's an important one to watch as well. We do have earnings this week on Apple. One thing to notice on Apple is this 170, 171 level, really. Because notice how every time we get up here, we do get rejected here and here. But above that, we would have room up to 176. So that's what I'll be watching on Apple, right? Overall, my favorite ones are SPY and QQ. I will cover some SPX levels for you guys too. I also wanted to cover this too, right? Good thing that I spotted this out. On the weekly chart, right? Notice how on the weekly chart, we broke this long-term trend line from up here that connects down to here. And look how when we came and retested this trend line, we used it as support, right? And this weekly candle did close pretty strong, right? So these are going to be very, very important levels to pay attention to, right? Is 4,200 on SPX. Same thing on ES. ES, I believe we're already, no, not quite. We're not quite above it yet. 4,200 though is going to be big, big level to pay attention to. If we can break and retest 4,200, that is like my top watch for sure. If we break and retest 4,200, we have a gap fill to 4,219. That's where I'll be looking to take some profits off. And that's going to correlate with 421 on SPY. If we can break 421 on SPY, we have room back up to 42.54. And I'll show you guys why that level is important. 42.54. Notice how we get rejected here. I think the hourly will be a lot cleaner to look at that level. 42.54, right? 42.50. Look how we get rejected. Break it, retest it, hold it, retest it, hold it. Come back, rejected, right? So if we were to break this 4,200, break 4,219, we got room back up to that same level that gets respected from back here. So those are the levels to really, really pay attention to. Once we get above that level, then there's room back up to these levels up here. So yeah, I really, really like that. 4,200 is going to be a big key level. And if we do show strength this week, I see no reason why we shouldn't get up to those levels. And that's gonna be the Sunday watches, right? Nothing too crazy. I do like NVDA. I do like Tesla. But main watches are gonna be SPY, QQ, and SPX. So I hope you guys have a great week. Let's see what happens on Wednesday and just trade safe. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week.